Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to a new video for me. In this video I want to show you the top 10 tips about the, in my opinion, most underrated card in Clash Royale, the ZAP. The video took a lot of time for me to record it, so yeah guys, if you want to support me, feel free to already like the video and already to subscribe me. Now I would say let's go into the first one. Alright guys, first I want to show you how the situation would happen when you are playing without a ZAP. And after that I want to show you how huge the ZAP could be a game changer in this situation. Actually the first situation is just you are playing the balloon, your opponent isn't having the elixir yet, he's playing a high mega minion onto that. As you guys probably should know, when the mega minion is doing 3 hits onto the balloon will get 0 hits, but now I'm going to show you how the ZAP can be a game changer. Alright guys, we are now into the same situation, but now you are having the ZAP in your hand. You are playing the balloon again, your opponent is answering with a mega minion, and when the mega minion is actually high enough, you can zap that mega minion. As you guys can see, then the mega minion has to follow the balloon actually, and then your balloon will get a hit. Actually this is such a broken tip, but you have to be sure that the mega minion is played high enough by your opponent. Let's go to the second. Alright, my second tip is actually a combination between the tombstone and the ZAP. Normally I think a lot of you guys experience it. Your opponent is playing the prince at the bridge or at the background. You are going to answer with the tombstone, and as you guys probably know, a lot of prince decks are also with the ZAP, so you're just going to zap your tombstone and you are going to get so much damage out of the prince, and now I'm going to show you how you can avoid it. As actually the interaction works well against every other tube, for example the giant skeleton, the goblin giant, the golem. The interaction just works pretty well. We now the opponent is playing the prince again onto the bridge, you are answering with the tombstone, and you just have to know your opponent is going to zap that, so you're just going to zap right here. Your opponent is going to fail the zap as I showed you here. He is actually not throwing the zap onto the last skeletons, which will plop up, and actually that's a huge game changer, especially against the prince when the prince isn't charging onto your tower. And yeah, let's go to the third one. Alright guys, in my third interaction, the balloon is again the card which you will combine with the ZAP. As you guys probably experienced it a lot of times, you know your opponent is having low elixir and you're just going to play the balloon at the bridge, and you guys know the opponent isn't having elixir till the end, and then actually the ZAP is going in. The ZAP is sometimes avoiding completely of the damage, sometimes just a hit, and yeah, now I guys going to show you how you can get the full tower just with the ZAP. So, and now I'm going to show you how you can get the completely tower when your opponent is playing late bets, but even when your opponent is playing high bets, you can get 2 hits of the balloon when you're playing the ZAP early. Now I'm going to show you the interaction. Actually, when I saw the first time this interaction, it surprised me pretty well, but actually you have to play the ZAP onto the tower and also the bets, so you just can do this one when your opponent is playing late the bets, but when you are actually playing instantly the bets, you can get still the full tower of the balloon, because the balloon will get 3 hits onto the tower. And when you are already knowing your opponent is playing with the bets, just keep already the ZAP onto the tower, and I hope you guys having fast enough hands to get the ZAP so fast out to the bets and you're getting the tower. So guys, we are now on to the next tip, and in the next tip we are playing the mega minion in combination with the ZAP. I think all of you guys are experienced it, that your opponent is playing a tank, and then for example the musketeer, the wizard, or the electro wizard behind this tank, and in this example your opponent is playing the wizard behind the giant, and you are just asking what can you do. Then you are going to play a tombstone onto it, and you're just trying to play a mega minion, for example, onto the electro wizard, but as you guys probably can see, the wizard is surviving, the wizard is killing completely the skeletons. And now I show you how just the ZAP can completely change this interaction. Alright guys, actually the same situation as before. Your opponent is playing a giant and a wizard, and you're just going to answer with a tombstone. Now the key is to play your mega minion and your ZAP against the wizard. Then actually the wizard just needs 2 hits by the mega minion. The mega minion is surviving it and is also killing the backup. That's the key against Musketeer, Electro Wizard, and also against the wizard. It's so a key play. Let's go to the next one. Alright guys, and the next interaction is actually a completely game changer, where you can get the full tower just out of the ZAP. I think all of you guys knowing the situation when your opponent is playing with the Infernal Dragon and also with the arrows. For example, in the Rakan deck your opponent is playing now the Infernal Dragon. You are going to answer with the balloon, and actually the Infernal Dragon deals a lot of damage onto Infernal Dragon, and after that he focuses onto your balloon. Then he just predicts that your Lava Hound is blowing up right now. Then he's throwing instantly the arrows, and I'm going to show you now how you can change that with the ZAP. But guys, we are now into the tip, and the secret in this tip is that you have to know your opponent is thinking that your Lava Hound is plopping up in 1 second, but the Lava Hound won't plop up because of the ZAP. Now I'm going to show you how it actually happens in normal ladder. For example, you are playing the Infernal Dragon, opponent, you're playing the Lava Hound, opponent is playing the Infernal Dragon, and then you are actually playing the balloon behind the Lava Hound. And yes guys, the opponent's actually thinking, oh, now the Lava Hound is plopping up. He is throwing the ZAP arrows, but you zapped in that situation. Then the balloon walks further onto your tower, actually is stealing most of the times again a second hit. And in my opinion, that's actually a game changer against nearly every Infernal Dragon, especially against the Rakan deck. I win most of the times because just this small tip. So guys, next tip, and the next tip I'm going to show you how your ZAP just can be a huge game changer against every card which is playing under your balloon. For example, maybe the Hunter, maybe the Queen, but in this example I'm showing to you how the ZAP can be a huge game changer. Normally I think all of you guys knowing you are playing the Lava Hound, but you're not knowing what your opponent is playing. Then you are playing the balloon behind the Lava Hound, and you're still not knowing what your opponent is. But then there is coming a Queen onto your balloon. He's playing the ultimate, and as you guys can see, the balloon won't get any hit onto his tower, and also the Lava Hound won't deal that much damage. And yes guys, maybe you're already knowing how to play the ZAP, but I still want to show you how the ZAP can be a game changer. Same situation as before, but this time you are having the Lava Hound and you are having the ZAP and cycle, and it's not important actually when you are playing the ZAP. It's just important that you are playing the ZAP. Same situation as before, Lava Hound is going in, balloon is going in, and your opponent is playing the Queen again onto the bridge. He's again ultimating that, but as soon as the balloon walked away from the Lava Hound, you just can play a ZAP onto the Lava Hound. The Queen actually will focus onto the Lava Hound, not anymore onto the Loon, and the Loon can completely kill your opponent tower. In my opinion, that's huge. Alright guys, my next tip with the ZAP works well against 3 Musketeers. Now I'm going to show you a normal example where the ZAP just can be a game changer. You are playing the balloon, you know your opponent is having less elixir because maybe he overexpanded some seconds before, but then there are coming 3 Musketeers into the game because then he is having actually this elixir, 9 elixir for example. So then you have to be aware, how can I defend the right side, how can I defend the left side, and even in double or in triple elixir your opponent will have so much elixir to play some troops before the 3 Musketeers. And yeah, normally I would say the key against 3 Musketeers is to not let him build a double lane pressure, and now I show you how you can avoid it. Alright guys, same situation as before. You are knowing your opponent is having less elixir. You are going in with the balloon at the bridge, but you're still knowing in the background, oh, the opponent could be play the Three Musketeers when he's having enough elixir, I mean, and the key is just to have your Fireball Zap always in your hand. Fireball and zap the Three Musketeers as fast as possible, and then you not let him up build a double lane pressure, which is actually the death for Lava Loon. Next tip is how I'm showing you how to deal with the zap against Infernal Tower. Infernal Tower is normally played in Lockbait, but also in a lot of minor control decks where you could think that the Infernal Tower is your death. So opponent is playing your Infernal Tower, you are knowing that, and then some days the Infernal Tower is going in. For example, like here, Infernal Tower is firstly focusing into the balloon. As you guys can see, Infernal Tower is nearly dying. No, that's not cool. Your Lava Hound is also getting killed by something else, and yes guys, you can avoid that by the zap. So guys, and as I said, actually the key is in a perfect zap. Same situation as before, you are playing the Lava Hound and your opponent is having the Infernal Tower again in his cycle. Normally your opponent never will just cycle Infernal Tower, he will wait until you played your balloon or the Lava Hound Tower is at the bridge. Then there's coming the Infernal Tower like that, and you're just going to zap that right now. Not too early, not too late. It's important to play actually the zap onto the Infernal Tower when the Infernal Tower did a little bit more damage, but not perfectly. I think with some practice, you knowing what I mean. And yeah, let's go to the next one. Guys, in the next tip, I have to be honest with myself and with you guys. Actually, the next tip isn't that useful in normal games, but it's still a huge big flex when you are doing this, and I want to show you how you can play the zap against the Fisherman. For example, you aren't defending the Fisherman, and yes guys, you don't have to always defend the Fisherman. You're just letting the Fisherman focus on your tower, but there's a cool way to defend the Fisherman with the zap. So now I'm showing you exactly what I mean. Opponent is going in with a Fisherman, and you have to zap actually the Fisherman, so he will walk the last tiles to your tower. As you guys can see here, he walks actually the last tiles onto your tower. I think you can play the zap nearly a little bit perfectly, so the Fisherman walks a little bit more. But yes guys, as I said, it's not a must have, it's not a game changer in nearly 0 matches, but it's still a good flex to know that interaction. So guys, we are now into the last tip, and when you're watching till here and didn't like the video, feel free to like now the video, because I think I'm recording the video already over an hour. So yeah guys, feel free to like. Now we are into the last tip, and I think all you guys knowing how stupid the Ram Raider is against the balloon. And yeah, now I'm showing you an example. For example, you are going in with guards, the opponent is going to answer this one with the Ram Raider. You are going in with the Mega Minion, but you are getting so much damage because the Ram Raider charge is actually just so OP against you, and you got more than 1000 damage, and you can easily change it just with that. So guys, now I'm going to show you how you can avoid that. At the right tower there's damage which you got without zapping that, and now I'm going to show you the same situation, actually opposite lane. Opponent is again answering with the Ram Raider, and actually the key is just to zap when the Ram Raider actually didn't charge yet. And yes, that's a huge deal in my opinion against the Ram Raider. The zap is so good. And yeah guys, that's it with the, in my opinion, top 10 tips with the zap. I hope you liked the video, and I hope I see you next video. Bye.